An action verb, also known as a dynamic verb, is a word that describes what the subject of a sentence is doing. Think of it as the engine that drives the sentence forward. For example, when I say I run, the verb run tells you exactly what action I'm performing. It's not just about physical actions, though. Action verbs can also describe mental activities. Let's break it down a bit. Action verbs can be physical, like jump, swim, or dance. When I say we traveled to Spain last summer, the verb traveled shows the action of moving from one place to another. It's vivid and dynamic. Similarly, my grandfather walks with a stick uses the verb walks to illustrate a physical action. But action verbs aren't limited to just physical movements. They can also capture mental processes. For instance, when I say Whitney analyzed the data to find patterns, the verb analyzed describes a mental action. It's about thinking and processing information. Let's consider more examples. He played football in high school uses the verb played to convey an action that took place in the past. Or take toddlers learn new things every day. Here, learn is the action verb that highlights the cognitive development of young children. Now, let's not forget about the difference between action verbs and stative verbs. Stative verbs describe a state of being rather than an action. For example, in the sentence, I believe in magic, the verb believe doesn't show any physical action. It describes a mental state. Similarly, I want a new bike uses want to express a desire, not an action. To illustrate further, consider these sentences. She sings beautifully, where sings is the action verb that shows what she does. Or, they discussed the project, with discussed indicating a mental action. Action verbs can also be used in various tenses. For example, I will run a marathon next year shows a future action, while I ran a marathon last year refers to a completed action in the past. In summary, action verbs are essential for conveying what subjects are doing, whether it's a physical action like climb or a mental action like consider. They bring sentences to life, making them dynamic and engaging. So the next time you write or speak, pay attention to those action verbs. They're the heartbeat of your sentences.